From New York, the greatest city in the world, it's The Late Show with David Letterman. The Ventriloquist Week continues with Jim Barber Seville.
Wait, stop the video. Have you seen that clip, Melanie?
Yeah.
That was 19 years ago, and Melanie and I have been having a great time performing here in the Barber Bus, traveling to RV resorts all across the South. And still, to this day, people come up to me and they say, I saw you on the Letterman show. That was 19 years ago.
Wow.
But did you know that show almost didn't happen?
No.
Twice it almost didn't happen. And
Twice?
most people don't know the story. I'm going to tell you the true story of how I almost didn't get to have my big break and appear on the David Letterman show. But first, let's take a look at the most exciting and fast-paced 4.5 minutes of my life.
From New York, the greatest city in the world, it's The Late Show with David Letterman. Tonight, Sienna Miller, singer Nas, and Ventriloquist Week continues with Jim Barber Seville.
Our first guest tonight is one of the most popular acts in Branson, Missouri. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jim Barber Seville.
Thank you. How are you doing? Thank you. Wow, I'm beside myself. I know. Well, welcome. We're so thrilled to be here. We actually flew into New York this morning. Yes, I flew first class. Yeah. Carry on. But we're going to bring a little culture. Yes. Maestro, if you please. I am the tenor. I'm the fiver. Okay. Che del vive, che del tatiere, che del tatiere, per un barbiere. Piccolito, see my grandma, Piccolito, she wears no bra. Ow. Didn't know? Sorry. Didn't volgano, donne ragazzi, let's go play Yahtzee. Call it Luca, go shoot a bazooka. Call us Ingugno, go wash the window. Call it Luca, wash a bazooka. Call us Ingugno, shoot the window. Delizita, crest of the Barbie. Figaro. I know this part. Figaro. Oh no. He thinks he's John Travolta. Per carita. Figaro. Et son quoi? Figaro. Et son quoi? Figaro la. Figaro su, Figaro good. Figaro su, Figaro good. Delitita. Figaro su. Here it comes, folks. Out of the Figaro, 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 delitita. I'm getting a hernia. We did it. Thank you. Yes, the men who pay my chiropractic bills. Well, thank you so much. And by the way, thank you, Mr. David Letterman. A toast to you for having Ventriloquist Week. Paul and the band, weren't they incredible? Thank you so much.
And to you.
Can I have some? Can I have some? Oh, sure. You're supposed to be wearing a puppet. I'm a nudist. Oh! Bungee dive. Whoa! Oh! Get him out, he's drowning! Get him out! I need a hand. Oh, yeah! Cheers, everybody. Thank you so much.
Hi, Jim. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Jim Barber, ladies and gentlemen. Nice job, sir. We'll be right back with Sienna Miller. Thank you very much.
So there you go, folks. That was my big debut. I've done a lot of television shows over my career, but that's the one that I'm really the most proud of because I never thought I would get to be on the David Letterman show. I was a huge David Letterman fan, even going back to when he was appearing as a comedian on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, and then he filled in for Johnny, and those were always the best episodes. And then when he had his own show on different networks, I always followed him, and I always thought it'd be fun to be on his show, but I thought he'll never have a ventriloquist on his show. In fact, I'm told that was a standing order, no ventriloquists.
Oh.
Until
What happened?
the fall of 2006, David Letterman announced that they were going to have Ventriloquist Week. And every day of the week, they were going to have another famous ventriloquist on the show.
Wow.
And of course, I didn't expect to get called for it, but they did call me. And they said, look, we've got a great lineup of acts that are going to be on the show. We've got Willie Tyler and Lester, Ron Lucas and Scorch, Todd Oliver and Irving, and Jeff Dunham and Walter, and Jay Johnson and Darwin. But the problem is, Jay wasn't going to be able to do the show because he was opening his one-man Broadway show called Jay Johnson, the one and only, the two and only, I should say, Jay Johnson, the two and only, at the Helen Hayes Theater. They were opening for previews that same week, and so Jay wasn't going to be able to do the show. Jeff Dunham recommended me to come on and do my show. And so they called me and they said, it looks good. I don't think Jay's going to be able to do it, so we're going to fly you out. They got my tickets all lined up. I was ready to go. And the night before I was going to fly out, very late at night, they called and they said, well, Jay found a way. He's going to do the show. So we won't be bringing you out to do Ventriloquist Week. And I was kind of crushed by that.
I'm sure.
But I certainly understood because Jay is a huge
Well, you're a big fan
influence
of Jay's as well.
to me.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Jay's as well, and used to watch him on Soap, and I'm just honored that I've been able to be friends with all of these guys, really. But so Jay did the show, and they said, but if we ever do a second Ventriloquist Week, we will have you on the show. And I thought, there's no way. They probably won't do a second Ventriloquist Week. Well, the show was a hit. They had Willie Tyler on Monday night, Jay Johnson and Darwin were on the second night, Tuesday, Ron Lucas and Scorch on Wednesday, Jeff Dunham and Walter on Thursday, and then on Friday, Todd Oliver and his talking dog, Irving, wound up the week. And the ratings went through the roof. Everybody loved it. And so 5 months later, they held another Ventriloquist Week, and guess who they called? I got the opportunity, and so I thought, this is it. Now is my chance to be on the David Letterman show. And so they said, we've got you all set. Here's your tickets. You're ready to go. They flew me out on Delta from Springfield all the way to Atlanta. Well, this was Valentine's Day 2007. There was one of the biggest storms ever. In fact, it was the biggest since 1940. Snowstorms on the East Coast. Several feet of snow, ice. People were passing away from the weather. It was a horrible storm. We got to Atlanta, and they said, "I'm sorry, folks, we're closing down any more flights anywhere. The snow is too bad." And I went up to the desk and I said, "Well, when's the next flight?" And they said, "There won't be any flights out of here for at least 3 days." And I said, "I've got to be in New York tomorrow." And they said, "There's no way, sir. I'm sorry." Whoa. And I said, "I'm supposed to be on the David Letterman show tomorrow." And she saw the desperation in my face. And she said, "Well, let me see what we can do." So she started typing.
Right.
And she said, "All right, there's one plane leaving to Philadelphia in 10 minutes. I bumped somebody else off. You're on the flight. Get going, run." And I said, "What about my bags?" as I was running down the hall. "Don't worry, they'll make it." So I got on the plane. We flew into Philadelphia. The snow was just coming down like crazy, but they allowed us to land, and I'm waiting for the luggage, and everybody's luggage is coming off, and I just knew my bags won't make it. And meanwhile, the CBS management sent down a driver with a four-wheel drive vehicle to meet me at the airport. He was parked outside. This is noon on Valentine's Day, and he was sitting out in the snow outside the airport. My bag did not come off the flight. And so now we've got the head of CBS Travel on the phone with the head of Delta Airlines trying to find my bag with Seville inside out of the thousands of misplaced bags in Atlanta Airport. Well, as luck would have it, the weather cleared just enough. They said, "We're going to let one more flight come in from Atlanta. Your bag will be on that flight." And so here comes, we waited a couple hours, the flight lands, I'm waiting for the luggage, there's no bag. So again, I'm getting desperate. So now I'm on the phone with my buddy Todd Schleman.
Yeah.
And I said, "Todd, they've lost Seville. I can't get Seville.
No.
Can you go to my house?" I don't even remember how he got in the house. I think he had to break a lock. "And find my dog Chico and see if you can FedEx him overnight to New York." You didn't even know this story, I don't think. And so Todd went to my house. He got Chico, put him in a box, and FedExed him to New York City. And they promised him that Chico would at least make it in time for the taping. So I thought, well, if I don't have Seville, at least I'll have Chico. And so we waited. Then the weather cleared again. And they said, "One more flight's coming in from Atlanta." And I waited and no bag. This kept going on. The weather just kept breaking and they'd let one more flight at a time. And I'm like, "Please, God, please, God."
How nerve-wracking.
And finally, on the very last flight at midnight, here comes Seville off the bed. And I was like, I was so relieved. But now it's midnight. We're in Philadelphia. It's normally just about an hour and a half drive or so into the city. Well, it took us 4 hours to get into the city. And so we got there about 4 in the morning. And I had to be at the studio about 6 or 7 to do some paperwork and get makeup and things. And so I didn't sleep that entire night. I was so certain that I wasn't going to make it into New York. And so we get to the station, to the studio, Rockefeller Center. No, it's the Ed Sullivan studio where they do the show. And they take me to the back alley. We walk in the door, and you're right backstage. You can see the stage right through there. And they took me upstairs, and we signed some paperwork. Chico Pete was delivered by FedEx. So somehow FedEx was able to get in earlier than Delta, but I still had Chico, or I still had Seville. And went down, had makeup put on, went right out, and I did 2 rehearsals with Paul Schaefer and the band because they played my music live. And then I went backstage. The show started. It seemed like it just went like that. David Letterman introduced me. I walked out, did my 4.5 minute set. David came up, shook my hand at the end, and I shook his hand, and then I started to pull my hand back, and he squeezed it and pulled it back in and kept shaking. And he said, that was a great job. And then when we cut off, he said, you did very, very good. Thank you so much for being on the show. And I was like, oh, yes, we did it. We got through it. And that's the behind the scenes story that you didn't know.
No.
And so that night, I was getting tons of email and phone calls from people that saw it live. And that continued for so long. And so then it was time to fly back to Branson because we had a show at the Hamner-Barber Theater. And I got back to Branson to Springfield Airport. Right. And of course, guess what? My luggage was lost.
Oh, no.
Seville was gone again. And so the next day we had to do a show. I didn't even have Seville for that show. But instead, I told them the story of what happened with New York and the David Letterman show. So that was it, folks. It's a true story, and it was a highlight of my career. And it's fun to look back at some of these things that still affect us today. But we're still having fun.
Yes.
And I'm still performing with Seville every night. We've been having a great time. People love that routine.
They love
you, well, they love you too. And we make a good team together.
We do.
Thanks for letting me reminisce here.
I appreciate it because it helps me know you better.
Yeah, well, we're going to be coming up on our 6th anniversary this year, and that's pretty good. So
that's wonderful.
So thanks again, folks. And by the way, we would love it if you would give us a thumbs up on these videos here. And if you haven't yet subscribed, there's no cost. Just click the subscribe button too, so we can build. The more viewers we get, the more subscribers,
you're gonna get.
The more YouTube is going to push us out there for other people to find, and we would appreciate it. We're gonna keep doing these videos. We're gonna keep going and having fun. So if you like RV life and travel stories, if you're an entertainer, a ventriloquist, a singer, a mom, a blended family. We have so many aspects to our life. It's really interesting and crazy, but
it is.
But it's fun to look back. Thank you, David Letterman, and thanks to CBS for making a big dream come true for me and so many other ventriloquists that I admire and respect so much.